Hi, this is Kimberly. This is a synopsis and a critique of Chapter 11 of My Daddy is a Hero, How Chris Watts Went from Family Man to Family Killer by Lena Derhally. The title of this chapter is the same as the title of the book. My Daddy is a Zero. I mean hero. I've had an awesome day. Just like to tell you guys a little bit about that first. I went for my biannual visit at my family doctor, and we have this love-hate relationship. I hate going there, and they love to holler at me. And so today I went, and they do the blood pressure check and refill my prescriptions and just take a gallon of blood, yell at me about losing weight and stuff. And so I was trying to pass myself off today as doing one of those intermittent fasting things that's become so popular these days. And I didn't expect them to call me out on it and ask me what the hell I'd been eating. And they're like, oh yeah, so what sort of stuff do you eat then? And so you just eat once a day? And I'm like, yeah, I just eat once a day. And I was like, for example, last night I had a salad and it was really good. It had spinach and kale and celery and all this stuff in it, and it was really good and healthy. And then I told on myself, because I always tell on myself, and then it was like, well, and then I followed it up with 2 Jethro-sized bowls of Captain Crunch cereal and 2 handfuls of Twizzlers. So then the hollering started. So of course, then, the doctor starts poking me in the back and shit. And he's like, you got a lot of knots back there. And I'm like, he said, does that hurt? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, yeah, I could tell by the way you were about jumping off the table. And I'm like, what the fuck are you poking me in the back for then? You're probably feeling all those bulging discs and shit. And plus, I'm feeling a little bit tense right now. So they'll call me next week to continue chewing me out just as soon as they get my blood results back and, see my triglycerides. But anyway, let's begin with the chapter. The chapter begins with, quote, after the email exchange between Chris and Nikki, Shanann was oblivious and ignorantly blissful, starting to think about life with the 3rd child. On June 14th, only a few days before Father's Day, she happily captured a video of Bella singing in her car seat, My Daddy is a Hero. I guess she had learned that song at school for Father's Day or something. I don't think she really thought he was a hero. I hope the hell not, 'cause he sure as hell shattered that damn dream. But she recites the song in the chapter, and I don't need to do that here because we all know the rest of the song, and it no longer applies to his sorry ass. Maybe it did at one time before he decided life was too boring for him, and he needed to mentally check out and become a lying, cheating, fucking asshole who decided the years spent with Shanann wasn't good enough for him anymore, and decided to have a dirty, nasty, wild fling with Nikki, and he was too fucking dumb to realize this shit was only a physical attraction and was never going to work. Even if he had gotten away with annihilating his entire family, well, was it worth it? I hope you're satisfied, you dumb fuck half-wit. June 2018 was a busy month for the Watts family. CW was trying to start an affair while Shanann ran around like a chicken with her head cut off, getting ready for the lifestyle getaway that she and Asshat were going on. And she had to pack for 6 weeks for her and the girls to go to North Carolina, which was immediately following the San Diego trip. She also did grocery shopping for his stupid ass, meal prepping and stuff for fuckface's time alone. After all, he was going to be quite busy carrying on a lewd affair and ignoring Dieter. Shanann's dad Frank had come into town to care for Bella and Celeste while Lobhead and Shanann went to California. He was acting like a dickhead because he had already gotten himself all hot and bothered with Nikki. He probably would have rather had been at work so he could see his vixen instead of living it up with Shanann and taking advantage of some alone time with his wife. When they returned, Farthead couldn't load them on the plane fast enough so he could start messing around and get that disgusting, intimate physical contact with Nikki going on. He was like, yeah, see you in 5 weeks. It would have been a much better choice and use of your time, asshat, to hang a gaudy picture on the wall, you Nimrod, and to maybe take up again that incessant praying and begging for forgiveness. Just go lock your ass in the bathroom. Shanann jokingly called him a bachelor, but he took that shit literally. Why? Because he's a goddamn dumbass. He couldn't wait to take it from an emotional affair to a sexual, dubious, and improper physical one. And boy, did it ever get physical. On June 19, 2018, Shanann went to her first ultrasound. Fuckface McGee claimed to be taking cover from a tornado and could not make the appointment on time. I wish some Wizard of Oz bullshit would have happened and that he would still to this day be stranded in the land of Oz or on the island of misfit toys. Or at least that island that Tom Hanks got stuck on in that movie Castaway with no sunblock and lots of insect bites. My mind is on Fantasy Island now, imagining all sorts of fun scenarios for this dickweed, with him being stupid, not very clever, and a few peas short of a casserole. This is a fun exercise. Try it next time you are forced to do a mind-numbing activity, such as going to work or stuck in rush hour traffic and feeling as though you'll never get home. But back to the story. A tornado felt to sweep away Ass Clown, so he was able to respond when Shanann, his loving, faithful, and devoted and excited wife, texted him a picture of Nico's ultrasound. She had taken along Bella, who had joked that Mommy had 5 babies in her tummy. Fuckface replied to the text. Chris said, "No 5 babies?" And then he added, "Little Peanut, I love her or him already." I wish Nikki had been snooping around on Facebook when Shanann posted that picture and said, quote, "I love Chris, he's the best dad us girls could ask for," end quote. Or maybe she was and didn't even care about the consequences of her actions. In other words, she most likely didn't give a shit. On June 22nd, Shanann dragged CW, kicking and screaming like a big fat baby, to San Diego. Miss Lena is giving dates in this chapter. I'm proud of her. The chapter reads, quote, Shanann's best friends, Nikki, Atkinson, Cassie, Addie, and Christina, were all there, including Cassie's and Addie's husbands. The Thrive getaways were something the group looked forward to because the women didn't live in the same state. Addie was in Maryland, Christina in Hawaii, and Cassie and Josh would soon be moving to Colorado near Nikki and Shanann, end quote. Everyone except CW had a great time in San Diego. They hung out at the pool, walked on the beach, took a day boat cruise, and of course connected and networked with other Lavelle promoters. Lots of nice pictures were taken with Shanann smiling her genuine, beautiful smile, and Nimrod with, well, his usual expressionless fuck face. He was beginning his emotional affair and texting with Nikki the entire time he was in San Diego. They made plans to meet up just as soon as he got back. He and Shanann returned to Colorado on June 26, and 12 hours later, Shanann, Frank, and the girls were gone, heading to North Carolina. He was ready to let the games begin. I just want to add that I have added several videos at the end of this that Shanann posted for the month of June 2018, and also Facebook posts, pictures and just posts that she did for Facebook also in June 2018. Quote, to Shanann, everything seemed great between Chris and her. She had told several friends that they had been, quote, all over each other in the weeks leading up to her departure from North Carolina, end quote. They had even had sex in the kitchen pantry while the children were watching TV in the family room. Well, yeah, he was getting all worked up and hot and bothered because he was fantasizing about Nikki. Ew, gross. As early as June 27th, however, Chris and Nikki exchanged flirtatious text messages. The first one recovered was from Chris to Nikki. Quote, promise, I'm about loyalty, truthfulness, and being dedicated. I don't like playing games unless it's role-playing. Wink face emoji. If you want me there, I will be there. Ice cream, cookies, and lollipops. Sounds like a cheat meal night, LOL, end quote. What a dumbass. He disgusts me. He is sickening, revolting, grotesque, horrendous, offensive, appalling, outrageous, objectionable, horrid, ghastly, god-awful. So, the cheating, lying, stupid, irritating, and contemptible couple, henceforth known as Cricky, started having wild, unbridled, and uninhibited sexual relations. Remember Bill Clinton in 1998 with the statement that he, quote, did not have sexual relations with that woman, end quote, and it started a whole debate and a whole big thing about what, quote, sexual relations is. And then it was further broken down into, quote, it depends upon what the meaning of is, end quote. I'm not even a psychologist, and I can see that is what one might call deflecting. The chapter reads, quote, some deleted text messages have not been recovered, so many of the text messages may seem out of context or confusing. What is clear is the haste with which Chris accelerated his relationship with Nikki once his pregnant wife left town. On the evening of June 29, Chris texted Nikki, quote, I'm still going to see you. It won't be as often as we like, but I will make it happen. You think you're the only one addicted right now? I'm so hooked on you, end quote. Shortly after that, he texted again, quote, sleeping without your warm body next to me isn't going to be fun tonight, end quote. Again, gross. Please, hold on while I go and get an Alka-Seltzer. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. On June 30th, Nikki texted Chris and shit, quote, I'm not going to stop seeing you. I made up my mind. Are we bad people? End quote. That right there tells me she knew he was still married and that he was sneaking around. Also, when Chris and shit said, quote, I'm still going to see you. It won't be as often as we like, but I will make it happen, end quote. So fuck them. Fuck them both. Miss Lena says, quote, Chris and Nikki started spending 4 to 5 nights a week together. Chris was barely home, and it is unclear how much attention Dieter the dog was getting, end quote. Yes, I have been concerned about that as well. Thank God Dieter is now happy and loved, living in North Carolina. So see, I'm not the only one that noticed Dieter was being neglected. I want to slap him with the palm of my hand or with a nearby flat object across the face, repeatedly. The chapter continues, quote, July 3rd was Nikki's birthday. Chris got her a birthday card, one that made it seem as if they had been dating in an exclusive relationship for years, end quote. Yeah, they were going full force, and then talked about how they would slow shit down once he got divorced and moved out. Nothing about this fucked up relationship makes sense. Left to their own devices, I don't think it would have lasted 6 months. He said, you're a truly amazing, inspirational, and electric woman that takes my breath away every time I see you, end quote. I've got some electricity for him if he likes it so much. It's called the chair. It's a nice piece of furniture that is kept at some of the prisons. Perhaps CW can ask about seeing it and giving it a whirl. 4th of July, Cricky spent the night together. CW woke up to a very pissed off Shanann. Somehow he went from bed to floor to outside on his phone in a matter of just a few heart-pounding seconds. In the span of about a week or two, Shanann noticed Dumbfuck was acting suspicious. I mean, he's always been a pea-brain dumbass and has done things that are unfavorable and seen by others as stupid. But this was extra special. Now, there is both good special and bad special. And which special do we think this situation fell under? That's right. Fucking bad special. Quote, the first week Shanann was in North Carolina, she and Chris were chatting on the phone and having frequent phone sex, but now something was starting to feel off to her, end quote. Were they? Chris and Shanann had been having phone sex? Oh my. Poor Shanann. Once again, she was apparently on the receiving end of Cricky's world of make-believe, of pretending or imagining that things are better than they really are. Well, Shanann had been trying to reach the early riser. Oh, he had an early rise alright, but apparently Nikki had worn him out the night before because he was still sleeping. He kept missing his phone calls from Shanann. Shanann was getting more and more pissed off with each call where he did not pick up his phone. Well, he flipped the fuck out and ran outside to take her call so he could listen to Shanann chew him out in private and without his girlfriend making noises in the background and giving him away. way. Nikki was sitting inside in her own state of pissed offedness, with steam coming out of her ears, as she realized she was always going to be a side chick. Now, for those that don't know, a side chick is a person that has sex with another person while that person is in a relationship, such as a marriage. Quote, Chris went back inside to the house and told Nikki he had to go, end quote. He probably had 3 minutes to rush home and take pictures of the house next to the clock on the stove to prove he was home. He didn't have time to fight. He probably told Shanann, "Oh, I have to poop, I'll call you right back." Quote, "Are you coming back?" she demanded. In his prison confession, Chris said she was angry and realized she would always be second fiddle to Shanann. Nikki told investigators she recalled telling Chris she needed to take a step back. Quote, "Just because I have to leave doesn't mean you have to take a step back," end quote, Chris supposedly said to calm her down. She was already feeling stressed after Shanann's call, and now he had someone else angry with him. Oh, brother. Well, dumbass, that's why you don't stress yourself out by having a girlfriend you can't tell your wife about. Quote, "I don't think we should see each other the rest of the day," end quote, Nikki said, right before hightailing it over there to his house. Nikki was feeling a destructive emotion called jealousy. She felt inadequate and pathetic, forlorn and forsaken, so she barged in over there under the ruse of, quote, doing a protein eating plan, end quote, for him. Did she at least text him so he could turn off the Ring doorbell stuff? And all that is my perception, not Miss Lena's. Shanann was not having too good of a time in North Carolina. She was struggling with the humidity while being pregnant, and she had 2 active toddlers, and it had poured rain that day, so they couldn't even go see the fireworks that night. CW was having a grand old time, seeing his girlfriend, meeting up with Nick and Amanda Thayer to go see a nice fireworks show. I used to live in Colorado, and they have some spectacular fireworks shows. I saw one at Red Rocks, I think it was. It was the best I've ever seen. I've never forgotten about it. The chapter continues. Quote, as they sat together on a blanket, Nick recalled making small talk with Chris. "What's it like to be a bachelor?" Nick jokingly asked. Quote, "It's weird being in an empty house. I'm working out all the time," end quote, he replied. "Shanann got upset with me because I missed her calls. If I don't answer the phone because I'm in the shower or working out, she gets upset. If I'm having any fun without her, I have to hide it," end quote. Oh, wah. Shut the fuck up, you big baby. Well, yeah, she would frown upon the type of fun you were engaging in. And of course, he was texting Nikki the whole damn time they were at the fireworks show. What a jackass, ass-face, piece of shit, fucktard, bummy-head, useless piece of shit, fucking idiot, donkleding, bitch-ass, hoe-ass, punk-ass, goat-fucking-ass, bitch, degenerate, doofus, horse's-ass, buffoon, ludicrous, ridiculous, earthworm, dirtbag, fathead gorilla, finky-bibber, bitch-face, jag, blubbergut, low-down fugly, objectionable, cheating creep, offensive, unpleasant, disagreeable, dreadful, repulsive, repugnant, revolting, abhorrent, loathsome, detestable, reprehensible, deplorable, appalling, insufferable, are you fucking kidding me? Intolerable, despicable, stupid son of a bitch, go straight to hell in a handbasket. Quote, after he said goodbye to the Thayers, he headed back to Nikki's apartment, resuming his new double life. At 11 o'clock that evening, he texted her, just pulled up to your place. What an asshat. And then, much to my utter disappointment, Miss Lena had referenced Cheryln Cadle Letters from Christopher book on the so-called protein eating plan that dumbass excuse Nikki made to go over to Fuckface's house on 4th of July. Although I've heard all of this before, at least Miss Lena did a different angle in her telling of July 4th, and I can tell that she watched many, if not all, of Shanann's Facebook videos. In addition to reading Discovery and the transcript from Wisconsin, and she puts it all in her own words. I did enjoy this chapter, even though it was extremely familiar. But I like how she used several sources and then organized it into a very compelling read. I've had some viewers that have been offended on behalf of Miss Lena, the author of this book. They think I've been mean or unfair. A few videos back, in a joking and sarcastic manner, I kinda called Miss Lena a bitch. I forget what I was talking about, but I was like, "Nah, bitch." I run my mouth, and sometimes and somehow I manage to let it take on a life of its own. I've done this thing for about 20 years now, where I will attempt to be all cool and shit and say things like the way young people say things, you know, so people will know that I'm all hip and with it and shit. And I said it sarcastically and not in the way of straight up calling her a bitch. I did toy with the idea of taking it out of my video. Please know, I do respect Miss Lena Derhally. She is bright, articulate, and very well educated. I admire her achievement of writing a book and the help she provides for married couples in her career. She also runs a podcast. I commend her achievements, and I do not, let me repeat, do not put her in the same class as Mrs. Copycat Cadle Conundrum Clusterfuck. Miss Lena is a true author. Just because I've found some fault, very little I might add, of this book doesn't mean that I think she did a terrible job on it. Quite the opposite. I'll save the rest of my thoughts for my final thoughts video after completing the book. And again, some people are mistaking my sarcasm for being serious. Just think of it as satire, which is, according to Google Dictionary, the use of humor, irony, exaggeration, or ridicule to expose and criticize people's stupidity or vices. And haven't I asked you to leave if you don't get it? Maybe it's from new people that misunderstand. Dear me, fiddlesticks. That will be the end of this video. I will pick up with chapter 12 in the next one. Thank you for listening.
Go ahead. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear man. Happy birthday to you.
What? Did you blow my candles out?
Incredible robot tornado! Wow!
Hey everybody, so I wanted to show you guys our room. We have a really pretty room. San Diego's gorgeous so far, really pretty. They say it's called the June Gloom. So I'll show you guys the room and everything. So we'll check in early. So here's the room. My favorite part though is outside. Like, take my shoes off. Look outside. Even though you see the June gloom in San Diego, this is our view from our room. Isn't that beautiful? It's gonna be really pretty seeing the sunset and the sunrises here. And that looks like at a restaurant that I want to go eat at because I'm starving. Hey Steve. Or should I say the baby's starving because I don't eat this early and this much. There's Cheesecake Factory, season 62 I think or something. There's a lot of restaurants right there. I'm so hungry now. I was gonna freshen up. Food is more important. So we're here in San Diego. I have no idea what we're gonna do today. We might hit the pool up when it gets warmer. Hey Dana, I'm so excited to meet you. So, oh my gosh, palm trees. I haven't seen palm trees. Take that back. We haven't seen them since we were in Mexico in October. I feel like we don't see things anymore, but we do all the time. So, hopefully it clears up today like everyone says it does. And we can go. Oh, you guys, he's helping me get the bag situated real quick.
What up? What's going on?
So, All right, guys, I'm going to finish unpacking real quickly so I can go down and eat some food because I'm hungry. And we'll see everybody here shortly because everyone's kind of arriving. So I'm excited. Bye, guys. Hey, everybody. We're live. So we're on a 2-hour cruise here in San Diego. It's absolutely gorgeous here. So here's the crew. There's Scott. We're live. Chris somewhere. Say hi, everybody. Hi.
I need to get a picture because she's looking awesome.
So we're sitting out here enjoying the amazing weather. It's absolutely beautiful, like so beautiful here. Really excited and having fun.
Having so much fun. Who do we have?
Dirty bananas off of that road.
So if you're on here, definitely share this, but also hashtag live or hashtag replay. Hey, Matt.
Can't see.
How's Brittany doing? So Brittany is a new promoter and Matt is her husband.
Awesome.
She's due any day.
Congratulations.
So we're here. Say hi.
Hi guys, I love you. I'm sorry I missed your baby shower.
She missed her baby shower, so we're having fun. So we're just enjoying San Diego. It's absolutely gorgeous here. It's been pretty nice.
These lifestyle getaways are so much fun to be able to be here with everybody and enjoy yourself. It's not work. It's like 90% play.
Yes, having a lot of fun.
But we're
and
still
eating
working.
a lot of food.
Yes. Eating a lot of food.
Thank God for burn.
Sightseeing. It's a good thing we're all on burn.
Except for me.
Oh. Poor Shanann can't be on burn. I feel for you.
Soon. Hey, everybody.
Who else?
So, that's Teresa. We have Carmen. So, all right, everybody.
Oh, hold on. Oh, go ahead.
You're good. We're just waving at
Oh,
everybody.
I got you. You're
Directly
waving.
ahead of us, the San
You're
Diego
waving.
Colorado
Show
Bay
them
Bridge
the
opened
views.
in
The views
Are you guys ready?
1965.
Hold on.
Cost $47 million in 1965. $37 million today to buy an on-ramp to this bridge. The bridge has 5 lanes of traffic overhead, 3 in the heavy direction, 2 in the lighter direction. The center median is movable to accommodate the flow of
Love
traffic.
the skyline.
During the weekdays, Monday through Friday, much of the traffic crossing the bridge actually commuters go to their jobs at the Naval Air Station. So in the morning, 3 of the 5
Light gray one.
set up to go toward Coronado. About midday, they moved the median over.
There's another big-
Planes are coming back towards San Diego in the afternoon. The bridge was a toll bridge for about 30 years. It has been paid off for bridge. The bridge is built for vehicular traffic only. No bicycles, no pedestrians.
Missed the kiddos. We're definitely getting the reboot. Mommy, daddy reboot.
All right, so let's find out where's everybody. What is also there? What's everybody else
As
doing
we're under
today?
this bridge, if you look
Tell
to
us
the
what you're
left,
doing.
directly under the
Oh, we're
bridge,
recording
you'll see all
because-
the
Well, 'cause it's
columns that
low
hold the
signal?
bridge
Oh,
up,
okay. Oh, why
lined
do you
up
do
in a
that?
row to the
So they
left
can't
or to the
respond, huh?
east. Looking through those columns, when they all line up, you'll see a series of
So
outlines
we're
of
having fun.
mission
We'll
bells.
come back live again later. We still have another almost 48 hours here. I'm excited. So we'll be back later and share a little bit more of San Diego. It's absolutely beautiful, though. I'm glad they chose this one because it's one of our bucket lists for sure.
I had never
So-
been here before, other than
On
as
the
a
right
little
side of this
kid.
bridge, as it's
And
moving
yeah,
90
the
degree
vibe here,
turns.
the people
It's
are
one the bridge
really
designed
laid
for
back.
roads. It also makes the
Everybody
bridge stronger,
is
and it orients
just
traffic
on a
coming on and off the
positive
bridge on the
mind
one-way
frame.
streets.
Didn't you feel that
Go
way?
through
Yeah,
the
like
city of
everybody's
Coronado
just
directly to the main
happy,
gate of the
having a
Naval
good
Air
time.
Station.
And we fit in well because we're always
Yes,
happy.
we do.
So
This bridge has
So,
200
I wonder
feet
how many
clear.
drivers
Some of
we
the
can get
center
while we're
spans
down
here, so the ships can move under here
lot.
24 hours a day.
everyone's been asking, what is those stickers?
I know.
So, all right, everybody, we're gonna come back later when we have better signal. You guys have a great day. We're gonna
bridge
enjoy
is
the
painted blue
beautiful
to match
weather.
the sea and the sky. And if it looks freshly painted, they just put a new coat.
All right, everybody. I am blind. I'm sitting here at the pool with everybody. Woo! Hello. Hi. And Nikki just hit 12K. She just earned her car bonus. How are
So exciting that I can't talk.
She's been working for over a year. She finally decided last month that she was going to go full-time working the business after leaving a job of how many years were you there? 14 years. And decided to make this change and help people live the life they deserve. And within a month, she hit 12K.
I hate you, but I love you.
There's a lot of hearts on you right now. I won't tell you how many people are watching. All right. You want to say anything?
Great job, Nikki. It's going to be nothing but Lavelle getaways and auto bonuses from here on out. I'm super.
And I'm even proud. I love you.
I love you too.
What kind of car are you going to get?
If Ken has his way, a Tesla.
A Tesla.
My husband wants a Tesla.
Well, then tell him to earn his own car bonus.
What are the choices?
So they can choose from a Tesla, a Cadillac, Lexus, BMW, Mercedes, and an Audi. So she has a lot of choices. We've been test driving already. We've been to the Lexus dealership. We got the Tesla dealership we got to go to. And so maybe the Audi dealership. So, all right, everybody. Bye. Congratulations. Bye. Who wants to watch round 2? There's gonna be again, there's tornado warnings today, though. It was pretty ugly just a few minutes ago. The kids are at school right now. Hopefully they're not getting any by them. Nikki, by the time they come, you'll have more damage, unfortunately. Oh, hush, Cassandra. That's what garages are for. It's not as bad as last night yet. Nikki, the nasty clouds are coming your way. We needed the rain, that's for sure. Our grass is getting dry. It's very, very dry here this year. We need the moisture, you guys, but it needs to stop because I got a doctor appointment in 2 hours. So it's got to hurry up and stop because I need to go see if there's 1 or 2 babies in there. I'm really hoping there's just 1. So, Cassie, we get rain like twice a year. Doesn't happen very often. I wish it happened a little bit more, but when we slept, so that way it didn't rain during the day. Yep. All right, let's take a poll. Is there 1 or 2 babies in my belly? Chris and I are hoping for 1. But my belly feels like there's 2. I might have a little mini heart attack. I would love to if it was the first go around, but this is the 3rd go around. Yeah, Bella better be inaccurate, because if there's 5 babies in this belly, you're moving in, Dad. Totally moving in. You guys better keep tripping with this 2 babies in here, because it ain't happening. Are you scared, Dieter? Are you scared? He doesn't like thunder. Or hail, obviously. My poor windows. My poor roof. It's a good thing it's new. It's not as bad as last night. Man, the girls were scared to death. Cece held her ears all night long. All night, and it stopped when we left her room. We stayed in her room until it stopped. And then she didn't let her ears go because she was still scared of the sounds. Well, we got our rain. We won't need sprinklers for a couple days. Nick, it's coming your way if he hasn't hit you already. It was mild compared to last night. Alright, you guys, so we go for our first ultrasound at 3-ish, 3:15. And I'm kind of nervous because every time you go, you're like, is there 1? Is there 2? Is there 3? Bella says there's 5. And I seriously will have a heart attack. We finally get rain. It doesn't come in little spurts where it lasts long. It comes in so much that it doesn't last because it runs off. Like you can see the street over there. Well, we won't find out if it's a boy yet, Cassie. We still got some time for that. But, are our girls going with you? No, I thought about picking up Bella. I will. If there's more than 1, it may be a while because I have a little bit of pass out. Hopefully there's just 1. If there's 2, I may have to go back to Babies R Us. Holy crap, do you guys hear that thunder? I know. Dieter, stay in the house. Getting out the trash can. May just be a little bit if there's more than 1. I have to regroup. Make sure I'm cool. So, I know, boy, Chris wants a boy. I hope it's a boy for him. It'll make him happy. So, alright, you guys. If there's any tornadoes, I'll go live, you know. I'm just kidding. But it would be pretty cool to catch it live. So, alright, you guys. I'll see you later.